Beneath the still waters of America's southern swamps, something ancient waits. It hasn't changed in millions of years. It doesn't need to. This is not just a reptile. This is a living fossil, and one of the most feared predators in North America. The American alligator. Long before humans walked the earth, long before cities, empires, and civilizations, it was already here. Its lineage began around 150 million years ago, in an age when dinosaurs ruled the land. While continents drifted apart, while climates shifted, while entire species vanished, it endured. 66 million years ago, a catastrophic event reshaped life on Earth. An extinction powerful enough to wipe out giants like the Tyrannosaurus rex. But the ancestors of the alligator survived. How? Adaptability, an energy-efficient metabolism, the ability to go months without food, a semi-aquatic lifestyle that offered natural protection. They were not the fastest, they were not the biggest, but they were resilient. And here's something even more astonishing. Despite its prehistoric appearance, the alligator is more closely related to modern birds than most people realize. Yes, birds. They share a common ancestor. While dinosaurs evolved into birds, the alligator remained almost unchanged, a living blueprint from a forgotten world, a biological time capsule. Every silent pair of eyes rising above the swamp water is a glimpse into Earth's deep past. You're not just looking at an animal, you're looking at history, still breathing. This is not just a swamp, it is a living, breathing kingdom. In the wetlands of the southeastern United States, the American alligator reigns as a silent architect of the ecosystem. Swamps, marshes, and slow-moving rivers may look still and lifeless, but they are among the richest ecosystems in North America. Beneath the surface lives a complex network of fish, turtles, amphibians, insects, birds, and mammals, all connected in a delicate balance. Every species has a role. Every movement affects another. At the center of this balance stands the alligator, not just as a predator, but as a regulator. In ecological terms, it is an apex predator. That means nothing hunts it in the wild once fully grown, and that position carries responsibility. Let's talk about the food chain. Small insects feed fish. Fish feed larger fish. Birds feed on fish and amphibians. Mammals roam the shoreline, and when populations grow too large, the alligator steps in. It hunts fish, turtles, snakes, and even mammals like raccoons or deer when opportunity arises. This prevents overpopulation. Without predators, prey species multiply unchecked, leading to disease, starvation, and ecosystem collapse. The alligator doesn't destroy balance, it protects it. But its impact goes even deeper. During dry seasons, alligators dig depressions in the mud called gator holes. These holes retain water when surrounding wetlands dry out. Fish, turtles, and countless small organisms gather there to survive. Without even trying, the alligator creates life-saving refuges. When the rains return, nutrients concentrated in those holes spread back into the swamp, feeding plants, supporting insects, sustaining birds. One predator, influencing an entire habitat. Remove the alligator from the swamp, and the system begins to weaken. Populations spike, vegetation declines, water quality shifts, the kingdom loses its guardian. The alligator does not rule with chaos, it rules with control. In the quiet waters of the swamp, power is not loud, it is patient, calculated, essential. The water looks calm, still, silent, empty. But beneath the surface, something is watching. The American alligator does not chase. It waits. You won't see it coming. You won't hear it move. And when it strikes, it's already too late. The attack is explosive. A violent eruption of water and muscle. From complete stillness to unstoppable force in less than a second. Its bite is one of the most powerful in the animal kingdom. Thousands of pounds of pressure per square inch. When those jaws close, they do not slip, they do not hesitate, they crush. But the jaws are only the beginning. The real weapon is the element of surprise. An alligator can remain nearly invisible. Only its eyes and nostrils above the waterline. Prey approaches the shore to drink. It thinks it's safe. It isn't. And then comes the move that defines it, the death roll. With its jaws locked onto prey, the alligator spins violently underwater, twisting, rotating, tearing flesh with rotational force. The spin disorients, drowns, destroys. But perhaps the most terrifying advantage, it feels you before you even know it's there. Along its jaws are specialized sensory organs, tiny pressure receptors that detect vibrations in the water. A single ripple, a struggling fish, a hoof touching the surface. It knows. It doesn't rely on sight alone. It reads movement through water like a radar system. Darkness doesn't protect you. Fog doesn't hide you. Silence doesn't save you. This is not chaos. This is precision. Every hunt is calculated, energy conserved, motion minimized. The swamp rewards efficiency, and the alligator wastes nothing. You won't see it coming. You won't hear it move. And when it strikes, it's already too late. Because in the kingdom of the swamp, silence is not peace. It's preparation. When we talk about alligators and humans, fear often takes over the conversation. But fear does not always reflect reality. The American alligator is powerful, yes, but attacks on humans are rare. In the United States, particularly in Florida, alligators and humans share the same environment. With millions of people living near lakes, rivers, and wetlands, encounters are inevitable. Yet statistically, serious attacks are uncommon. On average, Florida records only a small number of unprovoked bites per year, and fatal attacks are extremely rare. Most incidents happen under specific conditions: swimming at dusk or dawn, entering water where visibility is low, feeding alligators, which is illegal, or allowing pets near the shoreline. In many cases, the animal mistakes movement for natural prey. This is not predatory intent against humans, it is instinct. There have been tragic and highly publicized cases in Florida. Some involve swimmers, some involve small children near water. Others occurred in residential communities built close to wetlands. These stories gain national attention, and understandably so, but they represent exceptions, not the rule. The deeper issue is not monster versus human. It is habitat overlap. As urban areas expand into natural wetlands, encounters increase. We build near their territory. We alter water systems, we create artificial lakes and golf course ponds, and the alligator adapts. This is not a battle, it is coexistence under pressure. Wildlife officials in Florida monitor populations carefully. Problem animals are relocated or removed when necessary. Education plays a major role. Simple precautions drastically reduce risk. The American alligator is not hunting people. It is surviving in a landscape increasingly shaped by us. Respect distance. Understand behavior. Avoid risky situations. Fear creates myths. Knowledge creates safety. There was a time when the American swamp almost fell silent, not because of nature, but because of us. In the early 20th century, the American alligator was hunted relentlessly. Its skin was valuable, highly sought after for boots, belts, handbags, and luxury goods. Unregulated hunting exploded across the southeastern United States. By the 1950s and 60s, populations had collapsed in many areas. In some regions, alligators nearly disappeared. What had survived mass extinction 66 million years ago was now being pushed toward extinction by modern industry. The predator of the swamp had become the prey. In 1967, the species received federal protection under early endangered species laws in the United States. Later, it was officially protected under the Endangered Species Act of 1973. Hunting was banned, trade was restricted, law enforcement increased. And something remarkable happened. The population began to recover. Wetland conservation efforts helped restore habitat. Strict management programs allowed controlled, sustainable harvesting once numbers stabilized. The alligator returned, not as a relic, but as a conservation success story. Today, the American alligator is no longer endangered. In fact, it is considered one of the greatest wildlife recovery successes in U.S. history, from near extinction to millions across the Southeast. Its survival wasn't luck. It was protection, regulation, respect for balance. The kingdom of the swamp almost lost its ruler, but this time we chose to protect it.